What is up, Cowboys Nation? Boy, Mike Tag here. Kelly K9's back in the house. It's been a little while. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe, like, and share, all that kind of good stuff. Kelly, I told you before your Twitter was good, but this just doesn't end. It's you don't have the blue check mark on your new Twitter, so they don't let you stream on their live videos. So it is just on you with this. Any update? Are we getting you back, or we just got to rebuild this bad boy up, or what are we doing?
I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to just work on building this new one. It looks like, man, Elon Musk and his Goonies, man, can't seem to get me back in there. So I don't know, man. It looks like my old account may just be toast.
Yeah.
I've tried twice. I think I've opened 3 separate cases, and all 3 have ultimately come back and said we can't verify that this is you. And I'm like, I don't get it, because I had a verified account, which means you have to upload proof that it's you. So
yes.
you have to upload a picture. Yeah, you have to put your ID on there. So I'm like, well, there's a pretty easy way to prove that it's me. You have me upload my ID again, just like the way that you verify me. Plus, I've got the original email. You can look and see the original email. It was set up. I'm telling you that I didn't make these changes. Like, it doesn't make sense to me that they can't get my access back. It's lazy.
And I almost think,
yeah.
Is it fly over Gronk? Is that Gronk, the AI?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just tell them, why don't they just say, who is Kelly K9? And it's always interesting. I don't know if you ever did that. I've done that before.
Sometimes
I did. And say, hey, look at it. Look at the videos. Look at the person. Look at me. Go to my Facebook. Go to Instagram. Go whatever you want. I'm not hiding the same person. So yeah, I don't understand. And you pay for that check mark and to be, be verified for that reason, to protect. It's supposed to be, I think, to protect you. So I don't know. Yeah, we might have to get it. Is this really K9? I don't know. This could be someone else.
Yeah, I don't have my ID on me right now, guys. I don't have my ID on me, but no, man. So I got the other account going, man. So people following me over there, and we'll have to build that one up. And if it comes down to it, and I get the old account, if I ever get that one back, which I'm starting to lose hope on that, but if I ever get the old account back, then I'll have a good burner to go talk shit to Eagles fans and say things that I wouldn't say that might get me suspended, and I can say that on my burner account. So what do we got? We got to build up.
I like the thing, and it's crazy because big names have fell victim to this.
Yeah, it's sweeping through Cowboys Nation apparently. And the crazy thing was, it was something that I didn't think twice about it, man. It was somebody asked me to vote for them to be on a podcast thing, and it was a guy that I know that I trusted.
Just got the same one 2 days ago. Again, I got it.
Yeah, and I thought, you know what, sure thing, man. I'll do that for you. So I go to get in, and it kind of like logged you out of Twitter, and then it was like making me log back in. And I've had that do that before in a different scenario, so I kind of thought it was the same thing. So I just kind of went to log back into Twitter. And then nothing, it just kind of blanked out. And I'm like, what the hell? That was when they got me. And I'm like, what's going on here? And so I messaged back and I said, hey, I tried it, but it didn't work. Well, the next day I get an email that my email, it changed. It said the email associated with this account has been changed. And then from there, it was just, I could log in. I could change my password, filed the support case. While I'm waiting on them to do the support case, they changed the email again, and then changed a bunch of other shit. Now I can't even log in. I can't log in, can't change my password. I can't do anything. So it doesn't even recognize.
Yeah. And I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if you're going to be able to recover this thing. But you are a crypto. I mean, I've been following Kelly K9. Great advice on some stock. I mean, some stuff's been going up, so I trusted you. I put my whole savings in there, so hopefully you're
the funniest thing about it is that I commented on their post, and then I'm blocked by myself. I blocked myself. I'm blocked on my own account. I went to go look at it today, and I'm blocked. So I'm blocked. Ain't this about a bitch?
Well, hey, we're gonna start with some college. I don't know. Are you okay to talk college? I mean, are we all right, Kelly?
Yeah. No, we definitely can talk college. And like I say, man, as a Cowboys fan, This ain't nothing, man. I mean, I lived through the Green Bay game just a couple years ago, so I mean, this really was kind of cakewalk because ultimately, in the end, man, at the beginning of the season, all I heard all year long was, Tech spent all this money to win just 8 games. Tech ain't never won a Big 12 championship. Tech ain't never done this. Well, we checked pretty much everything off the box. We made it, first round bye. There is 90% of the teams in college football would kill to have a season like what we had. Win your conference, get a first round bye. Did we get the ultimate result of what we wanted? No. But when people sit there and they talk about y'all didn't score a single point there was 2 separate times that we were down there in field goal range that we went for it on 4th down trying to score. Could we have kicked the field goal? Yes. Would that have helped? Would it have made it any better if we would have lost that game 23-6 and then we scored points? No. I mean, it wasn't. So that part doesn't really bother me at all when people say that. In fact, none of it really bothers me. It was Texas Tech's best season in school history. And now they're back in the portal and they're loading back up to go make another run at it next year. And that's what you want your team to do. Do you give up after you get a bad loss? If that was the case, the Cowboys would have done given up a very long time ago, man. So as a Cowboys fan, I'm built for the moment. I'm built for the moment.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we got Uncle Cheech. So we didn't do a show Monday. I told some people, my son, my nephew started a basketball, they joined this basketball league. So they had their first game. So it was a good time. So I did a little show Tuesday, told everyone Uncle Cheech is going to be here. Now, I wasn't sure if he's going to the Fiesta Bowl. He was down. He was at the where the hell were they? The Rose Bowl, whatever the hell they were. Where were our Canes? Where was our Canes at? Let's find out from Cheech.
The Peach Bowl, wasn't it?
No, because that's Atlanta. That where were we?
Fiesta.
We're at Cotton Bowl, AT&T, man. I'm losing my mind. I'm just caught in the moment of these Cowboys. But I saw you on TV, Uncle Cheech. I saw you here. Jimmy Johnson was there. I mean, the whole crew was there. So you must have had a blast. I was jealous. I am praying. I don't know if you're going to the Fiesta Bowl. I'm not going, but I said
I'm going with Johnny to the Fiesta Bowl.
Say what?
I'm leaving tomorrow. I'm going with Johnny.
Oh, you're going with Johnny Ruiz?
Yeah.
Oh wow! You maybe Jimmy Johnson might be there again. Is he going with you?
Maybe he'll be with us. I don't know. Yeah,
I want to go to Miami. So you're the good luck charm. You got the green on. You're like the leprechaun. I'm feeling it. I'm liking. Maybe you're just laughing at Notre Dame. They're still crying. They said Notre Dame said we still should be in the playoffs. They're still crying. And then Ohio State said if they played us 10 times, they would have beat us 9 times. We just got that 1 win out of 10. We got lucky.
Oh, we beat them the 1 time. That's all. That's all we needed.
That's all that matters.
We're playing. So it doesn't make any difference to me. They can talk all that crap.
Well, let me ask your opinion because you were all in on Texas Tech. How surprised were you at that game with Oregon?
No, I was very surprised. I knew Oregon had a good team. I didn't think they'd shut them out, though. But that's why.
You and me neither.
But there's always next year. There's always the portal.
Well, I hope we don't say that tomorrow night.
No. That's the thing. Is I tell people it's like I wanted to beat Ohio State so bad. That's the game I wanted. And I said, you know what? Whatever happens after that, I don't give a shit. I just wanted this game. But now I want more, and I really wanted Georgia. I would have been happy to play Georgia. Ole Miss is kind of weird because I don't know. I feel like I have a feeling for them because I think they, to see them kind of go to the championship in spite of their coach and all the shit that they went through. It's a feel good story, but now they're playing the Canes. I can't have that. We got to beat them. We got to get it done.
Nope, can't have that.
No. So. All right. Well, what do you got? What are you going? We got the playoffs. We got the college. Are you going heavy college? You going heavy pro? We don't have any insight.
I got one college game to pick. One college game to pick. I'm not going to pick my game.
Yes.
And I'm going to pick all the playoff games.
All right. Start with the college because I really want to get Kelly's handicap because he played Oregon. I want to get his thoughts because I think that's an intriguing matchup. But how do you think it's going to shake out, Cheech?
Well, Oregon, I'm going to take Indiana minus the 4, but it's hard to beat the same team twice. But they beat them at their house pretty convincingly.
Yeah.
So that's why I'll take Indiana in the 4.
Indiana in the 4. You went up against that defense, Kelly, and you saw the tight ends, and we had Nick's on the show, and I haven't watched a single game of Oregon until they played you guys. So the tight ends look good. I mean, I guess they were good as advertised. What are you thinking, Kelly, when you're seeing this matchup with Oregon and Indiana? You got any thoughts on it?
Yeah, I'm gonna take Indiana just because I think that I still believe Indiana is one of, obviously, with Miami in there. I think Indiana right now, Indiana, Miami are the 2 best teams in the playoffs. Indiana's defense is for real, man, and they got a good offense to go with it. So it's not like they're just one dimensional where where unfortunately with Texas Tech, we had our times where our offense was a little inconsistent throughout the year. It was something that kind of worried me, and Oregon absolutely just exploited it. I don't think they'll be able to do the same with Indiana. Like Cheech said, they played once this year, and Indiana beat them by double digits. And that Indiana team hasn't changed any. I mean, they're just as good. They had a convincing win against Alabama, left no doubt about who was the better team on that field that day. And I think they'll do the same to Oregon. I think it's going to be Indiana and Miami in the championship.
Yeah, that's going to be.
It's weird
because I was wrong about Indiana. I thought Alabama would roll them. I didn't believe in them, and I looked like an idiot because they absolutely embarrassed. I watched my man George Teague, and I watched his show yesterday, and I mean he's trying to stay positive, but that's those Bama fans, man. They want someone's head to roll. That's for sure. They got no sympathy.
Dead. You hear me?
What?
The SEC is dead.
Yeah. Yep. And for all the talk that people talk about the SEC, as a Tech fan, I had to hear that all year. Oh, if Tech played in the SEC, they'd be blah blah. They'd be 7-win team, and if Tech did this, the SEC was pretty garbage this year. And in the football playoffs and just in regular bowl games, period, the SEC is not what they used to be. The NIL and the transfer portal and everything has changed the game. And you've got teams like, Miami that are coming back to prominence. You've got teams like Indiana. Indiana started this thing, 2 years ago. Indiana has been building towards this moment, which is why when I watched what Indiana has done as a program and I watched what Tech is doing, Tech is kind of mirroring that Indiana process, what they did. Go out, transfer, get the number 1 class in the portal, which led to them. They had the number 1 class 2 years ago, and they went in and the college football playoffs, and then weren't successful last year. But then boom, come in this year, and again another dominant season, and now they're on the brink of making it to the national championship game. So you look at what they can do, and Miami has kind of followed suit. You look at what some of these teams have done and have been able to do, and so now. The SEC doesn't have that advantage because let's just face it, man. The SEC before the NIL were probably some of the most dirtiest programs in all of college football. You cannot tell me that they were not paying their players. And, and I think some of these other teams that were playing a little bit more by the book and the letter of the law, now that everything is even, it's an even playing field. It's like, hey, if you want to go out and spend money and be aggressive, you can come out and you can do this. Well, now teams are catching up and the SEC is kind of falling by the wayside. And I love to see it because the SEC and the arrogance of their fans is pretty disgusting. I always just can't stand it.
I don't disagree. What do you think about that, Cheech? You think that could be true?
I think that's right. I don't know any teams that cheat. I don't know.
No. You have a little money to buy some kids some shoes, hey, what are you gonna do? I love it. I think it's been great for Miami. It is tough for college football, but looking at the NFL playoffs, give us some of your thoughts, and then maybe we'll spend a few minutes going into the brackets and kind of maybe who's your sneaky team, who's the team that's your favorite. But what picks do you have for the NFL?
All right, start with the first game. The Rams at Carolina.
A lot of points for a playoff game.
10.5 points. I checked it just before it came on the show.
Yeah.
It was 9.5. Now it's up to 10.5. The Rams are traveling across country. I think they're going to win, but I don't know if they're going to cover. I'm going to take Carolina plus the 10.5.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I mean, for a playoff game, a home team to be double-digit underdogs. And Carolina put it on them. Didn't they put it on them a few weeks ago?
Yep.
Yeah. What do you
Travel
think about
across
that,
the country.
Kelly? That's a lot of points. You think the Rams they've been so high and low. When they're good, they seem like they're the best team in the NFL, but sometimes
I mean, the Rams in the NFC honestly are one of the teams that I think could win it all, but there, like you said, there has been a little bit of consistency. What I've noticed about the Rams in the few games that I've watched from them is they'll start off razor, just white hot, and then they get cool and they let teams come back. They did it against the Eagles when they played the Eagles. They did it against a few teams where they get out to this lead and then they don't do anything in the second half, and it's like they just can't find their way back from what they were doing in the first half. I don't know if it's lack of adjustments or what, but I do think that the Rams have all the talent, that those wide receivers with Puka Nacua and they've got some guys. And is Adams healthy? Is he going to be playing?
He should be good.
I think he's back healthy. So yeah, you've got a hell of a duo right there. You've got a good running back, Super Bowl winning quarterback. So but yeah, I agree. That's a pretty big point spread.
Yeah. What else you got, Cheech?
Okay, the next game we got Green Bay at Chicago. I wouldn't bet on this game.
No.
I'm going to take the Bears plus 1.5.
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
I wouldn't bet on it, but I got to make a pick. So I'm taking mostly the home teams.
Yeah.
All the home teams except one.
That's an interesting one. That the Bears are interesting because the Packers, again, they're like the Rams, so inconsistent. Their secondary is really bad. They're banged up. Obviously losing Parsons. Their defense isn't kind of where it needs to be. The Bears played them, but they didn't really, they play all the guys. The Bears basically shut them out, but then to your point, Kelly, which I think is embarrassing, the Packers kicked a field goal with like 2 seconds left to avoid being shut out. I mean, I don't know. I think to me that's embarrassing. I don't know. Maybe not if you're a Packer fan, you don't want to get shut out or whatever. But yeah, that's a game I'd probably stay away from if I was betting.
And I will.
Yeah, I agree.
My next game, Buffalo at Jacksonville.
I'm
going to take Jacksonville and getting 1.5.
Wow. Well,
Jacksonville's been playing good. Buffalo's going to be the same old. And I kind of was thinking about what you said about the coach going.
I think the coach is gone. Kelly, what do you think? You think the coach
got rid of Hardball? You might be onto something.
Well, he might, because, here's the thing. You've got Josh Allen, who many people, depending on who you talk to, regard him as, right under Patrick Mahomes as the second best quarterback in the league. Again, depending on who you talk to, there's guys, Joe Burrow kind of has been mentioned in there along with Josh Allen. So you've got Josh Allen now in the AFC playoffs. There is no Patrick Mahomes. There is no Joe Burrow. There is no, all the major players in the AFC quarterbacks are not in the playoffs this year. There's no excuses left for Josh Allen. And if he doesn't get it done again, then they might start looking at the head coach, because they're not going to move on from Josh Allen. They might start looking at the head coach and say, all right, well, what do we got to do to get over the hump? Because right now we have ourselves an elite quarterback, what they believe to be an elite quarterback. I personally think Josh Allen is a little bit overrated. I think his awareness at times has shown to have been terrible. I mean, he has taken this season, I have watched him take some of the worst sacks that I have ever seen by a quarterback. And they weren't just sacks. They were situational. Like, I'm talking about your team is in field goal range in a close game. Dude drops 15, 16 yards back trying to outrun a sack, and only to take the sack and knock his team out of field goal range. Like, those are bad sacks. Those are terrible sacks. That you got to have some situational awareness to throw the ball away. And Josh Allen just repeatedly shows some of that lack of awareness, bad decision-making, was throwing some bad picks. So I personally think he's a little bit overrated, but yeah, I can see him moving on from the head coach after this, because I think Jacksonville's gonna beat him.
I think it's gonna be tough. I think, there's no excuses left. So I think the coach should be gone. Coach should be gone. If Jacksonville's hot, I think the Bills are going to win. I don't know. I just think they're going to have to. But I'm old school, and that's where I got burned with Alabama. I'm like, there's no way that Jacksonville's going to beat Buffalo, but they could easily do it. So I get it. What do you got? What do you got on your
next game is going to be your favorite, San Francisco at Philly.
I'm interested in this one because I'm
going to take Eagles minus 4.5.
You're taking the Eagles.
Once again, traveling coast to coast. Yeah. I checked the weather. It's going to be like in the 40s. This ain't sunny California now up there they're playing. They'll be out in that cold weather waiting to go back home. I think the Eagles beat them by just enough.
Yeah.
I know you guys hate the Eagles. I was watching
the documentary on that last because the Niners are banged up. I don't believe in Purdy. This is not the matchup I would have liked to see for the Eagles. I don't know if this matchup is great for seeing the Eagles lose. But the Eagles have no offense. They have talent, but they just don't have any offense. And they got McCaffrey, and the Eagles struggle sometimes with good running backs. So it's going to be an interesting game. I would stay away from it if I'm a betting man. Obviously, I want to see San Francisco win. Cross country is always a problem. San Francisco plays with attitude, which I think sometimes would work to your advantage against Philly. They're not going to be intimidated. There is some familiarity, but I'm not a Purdy believer. I mean, Kelly, what's your thoughts on this matchup? I mean, it's tough.
I mean, just out of pure spite, I can never pick the Eagles, so I'm going to say the Niners win. No. I'm just going to say the Niners win.
They didn't do anything last week, and they still won the game. What? They didn't complete a pass for that last week or the week before?
I mean,
whatever it was.
Yeah, the thing that the Eagles. Definitely, the thing that the Eagles got going for them is that defense. It's crazy though, because you have like Cheech said, Jalen Hurts doesn't complete a pass in the second half, and they win that game, and you've got Eagles fans declaring Hurts look at what Hurts did, and won. How did he win the game? Your defense won the game for you. He didn't complete a pass the entire second half.
Yeah,
but defense, you can't deny their defense. They got a great defense, and so, yeah, I mean, that's, I think Garland said it, he wants both to lose. You don't like the Niners, don't like the Eagles, but yeah, well, Philly, you got to say, has the edge, but just because of the home field advantage, obviously.
Yeah, I think I'd try to give them the edge. The home field.
Yeah.
Traveling coast to coast, I'm telling you.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's hard to disagree with that.
The thing of it is, and it's the weird thing with some Eagle fans. Some Eagle fans, and I'm friends with a lot of Eagle fans, some of them are very realistic and they're like, dude, it's our defense. But some, like one was like, I talked to, some online or whatever, and they're like, well, Jalen Hurts, he led our team to the Super Bowl. And I'm like, dude, the guy threw for 120 yards in almost every playoff game. Saquon Barkley ran for, 200. It wasn't on the quarterback. It was on the running back and the defense. And, he's Brent Dilfer. He's Jeff Hostetler. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, shit, you win a Super Bowl, but he's not Patrick Mahomes. He's not John Elway. He's not Troy Aikman. He's not Terry Bradshaw. He's not one of those guys. That's just the way it is. They're going to Jim McMahon. 85 Bears, he's Trent Dilfer with the Ravens, or you can even say Brad Johnson with the Buccaneers. It's not a knock on him. Brad Johnson was a damn good quarterback, but there's no kidding the defense is the reason they got him.
It's the win that counts.
Yes,
no matter who, what,
absolutely,
whatever.
Absolutely.
As long as you get the dub.
It's all about getting wins. So
that's right.
Did you have any more? Are you doing all the games?
We got the going across country again. We got the Chargers at the Patriots.
Chargers win.
Take New England minus 3.5.
No
New
way.
England's been playing good. Quarterback been great. The Chargers, this ain't California again. They're going to be playing. They're going to be up in the cold weather again.
Yeah. Now.
So
I don't believe New England has beaten one team with a winning record. And we're going to get into the Cowboy stuff, guys. We're just finishing up with some picks, and then we're going to get into the Cowboy stuff. So
I don't care who New England beat.
They beat nobody with a winning record.
Well, they're there. It doesn't matter. They're there to win this game.
Yeah. No, it'll be. I don't. That's a weird game, but I don't know. I just think the Chargers. I look at quarterbacks, and I think this is Herbert's year. This is Herbert's year to prove himself, or start winning some playoff games. Or they're gonna have to
Maybe
shut up.
If they were playing over there, it'd be a different story. But they're coming over here on this side.
No, I get it.
In the cold.
Did we got anything else from you, Uncle Cheech?
The last game.
Last one. Which one?
The last game. Houston at Pittsburgh.
Oh, Houston all day. You got to be taking
Houston minus the 3. Best defense. I think they score enough.
Yeah. No, I'm with you.
Like you were talking about the defense with the Eagles. Same thing here.
Absolutely.
They score 7. They score 3.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take. I'll take Houston in this minus the 3.
Yeah. No, I don't disagree. I think I like all of them. I think the Chargers are going to win. I think the Patriots are they're decent, but I don't think they're as good as what their record is. I'm up in the air on. I wouldn't bet on most of these games, to be honest with you. I'm not feeling good about any of them. Even the college football playoff. I don't know. I'm a little unsure. This is kind of a weird football playoff for the NFL. There's just a lot of uncertainty.
Well, you got a lot of teams and
a lot of new ones.
You're surprised they're there.
Yeah.
And the teams we thought would be there, and they're not there. So.
Yep. No, absolutely. All right, Uncle Cheech. Well, we got to talk some Cowboys. I know you don't.
All right, guys.
So we're gonna get you rolling. Have a safe flight out to the Fiesta Bowl.
Yes, sir.
Well, I hope I have a good flight home.
Yes, there better be a better flight.
Exactly.
Or I'll be drinking all the way home, one or the other.
All right, take care, Uncle Cheech.
All right, guys. Have a good one.
All right, we'll see you.
Take care. Yeah, it is kind of a weird playoff. It is kind of this lot of new teams. I think you can roll anyone in a hat. You put anyone in a hat. Is there any dark horse that you'd have, Kelly, for
I like in the AFC, my dark horse is the Texans, and I would say in the NFC, in the NFC, maybe Chicago. Actually, it's crazy to say that, but they've looked like they could possibly go on a little bit of a run there. I mean, their defense still is a little bit suspect at times, can give up some points, but man, if they get on a little roll there, man, they could be pretty good.
No, they can. Well, let's get into some Cowboys. I know a lot of people want to get into this Cowboy talk, and I don't know if you paid much attention to it. I know I know you dropped a secret recording between Eberflus and Jerry Jones. Love that. Love to see that. And you're always giving us the inside information in the mind of Jerry Jones. And a couple things that stuck out to me from the press conference, and I'm just going to throw a few things out there. I'm going to throw some highlights, and then I want to get you to comment on a few of them. Defensive coordinator, top priority. They want to move quickly. They want to get something. Parsons trade gives them flexibility. The best is yet to come from that trade. The draft, Steven tipped his hand. He said defense. First round picks were going to be defense. He said that twice. Did I lose you? Can you hear me? There you go.
I can hear you.
Sorry, my screen went black for a minute. He mentioned defense, 2 first-round defensive picks twice, and then he kind of backtracked. So it sounds like they really want to go defense. Drafting from Power 5 schools is a priority. They mentioned getting guys at big, kind of what you and I talked about. They said with the NIL, a lot of these guys going to Power 5. And then probably the most interesting note that I took, Jerry Jones's goal is to retire as the owner with the most Super Bowl rings. So he's got a little work to do.
That bro's smoking some pipe. Unless they can upload his consciousness into AI, that motherfucker's smoking.
Well, he said he's on the second ring, like he's on the second ring of the board. Like he's at that, the Patriots have 6, that owner has 6, he's got 3. So he's halfway there.
He got to get 3. He got to get 3 more. That dude is smoking some serious hopium. Look,
Didn't
man,
talk about leaders, talked about special teams penalties. Javonte Williams, they want back. Clowney talked high of him. Pickens signing a priority.
yeah.
Give your observations, and you guys in the chat, are you buying what he's saying? You selling it? What do you think? He seems different. I don't know. I know I say that.
I mean, man, I'll just say this. He's given us glimmers of hope before and then slammed the door on it. So, you know, it's wash, rinse, and repeat for me, man. It's the same. It's same shit, different toilet. I mean, I'm gonna have to see it to believe it. You know what I mean? Jerry always talking about how he's gonna move different. Jerry's always talking about his do. He just we're not that far removed from the all-in speech.
Yeah.
And you know, I mean, yeah, he went and got Pickens, and yeah, he went out and got Quinnen Williams. You know, he did a few things where he made some bigger trades this year.
They were more active. You got to give them that. Just not on the
yeah, I'm not gonna say that they did. They made some trades this year that in years past they haven't made. So here's the thing, like, here's where we'll see. Do you actually nail down your investment? So are you actually going to? I will believe it if they get a deal done with Pickens. I'm gonna get it if they get a deal done with Pickens. You know, try to do an extension with Kenny Clark. They've talked about wanting to bring him back and keep this line together, right? I think Kenny Clark wants to be here. He's talked about it like he's wants to be here. You know, Jerry Jones today, you know, I was seeing some of the things where he's talking about being ultra aggressive, money not an option, blah. You know, there's a show me though. Show me. Like, you know, the Jerry Maguire, show me the money, you know, like show me the money. Like what I want you to show me the results. Like show me the results. Show me action. Don't speak because your words. If your words don't align with your action, then I don't believe you. So I've started to see Jerry moving just a little bit differently, but it's like it's just the nature of Jerry Jones, though, that he wants people talking about the Cowboys right now. It's it's about to be the playoffs. We ain't in it. You know, so Jerry wants to keep the fan base engaged, and he's saying all the right things, but is he going to do the right things? I don't know. You know what I mean? I have no idea, man. So I don't know what to think, and ultimately he's gonna have to show me. It would be nice, it'd be nice because I do think that this team has several pieces. I don't think this team is that far off from being a team that could be playing in the playoffs this weekend. I mean, they've got some great pieces on both sides of the ball, but we need to patch up this secondary and get the secondary fixed. We need to grab at least another linebacker. We need to get ourselves a pass rusher. We need some things. But again, if they go out and they're aggressive in free agency, they can get these things. They're going to have money to spend. They're saving money by getting rid of Diggs. That's going to save them some money. They've got some contracts that are going to be able to get restructured. This team can come out and have some money to spend in free agency once again. So we'll see if they do it.
That's like I'm holding my judgment. I want to see the defensive coordinator that they hire. If it is a guy that was with the Cowboys and, it's kind of like, going back into the well, then I'm not going to be as hyped up. If they go and they go get a guy, a credible guy, someone with a track record, someone that is, that has success, I will feel really good about it. The second thing, like you said, what are they going to do with Pickens? If they, he talked about getting negotiations done with it. If they move quickly, what are you going to do with Clowney? I like Clowney. I think Clowney should be back. I think if it's
I wouldn't mind seeing him back.
A fair contract. I think Javonte Williams, if it's a good contract, I would love to see Javonte Williams back. But if you're doing this, restructuring Kenny Clark, I know the sport's talking about the cap hit. They're going to restructure his deal. Right. Kenny Clark was looked at, and Shoddy talked about him and Quinnen Williams as the leaders of this defense, and every player in the exit interview talked about their leadership. And he even said, he goes, what an off season with these guys, having a full off season, their leadership with these young guys. They do have some pieces on defense, a few. What are they going to do with Overshown? And I want a defensive coordinator. Shoddy said some things that was interesting, and it showed to the stubbornness of Eberflus was it's his system. He wasn't going to change, where he wants a coach that adapts his system to the talent of the players that he has. That's what coaching is, right? You're building your players up, and you're taking the strengths of each one of them, and you're infusing your system, but you're also featuring their skill set. And when you look at an Overshown's a guy that's a Swiss Army knife. He needs to be attacking the quarterback too. And that's why I kind of made like a general comment, and I'm not a football wizard, so don't kill me and say, well, this guy can't play. Or this guy. But Overshown to me is a 3-4 guy, and I think Azaraku is a 3-4 guy. I mean, they're built to be that, off the ball, stand-up edge rushers. So whatever they get, I just want to make sure they're utilizing the skill set of the stars and the best players that we have, and then filling them up, like you said, with some dogs. And they mentioned dogs, which was good. They must be listening to the show. They mentioned some of the things we talked about. So it seems like defense is a priority. So if I see them attacking the defense early and being very surgical and very, specific on what they're doing, I'm going to feel really good, because I'll argue till I'm blue in the face. I love this offense. I think the offense at times was a victim of a shitty defense, and it kind of got them out of their game plan. I thought, Shoddy was always talked about being a dinosaur, is going to be this boring offense. I thought the offense was attacking. I thought they showed, they had a lot of movement. They showed a lot of different plays. So I'm feeling good about the offense, man. It's all on defense for me.
Yeah, I think that's where you need to make the majority of your moves on defense. I mean, I do think you need to fix your right tackle, and get Terrence Steele out of there. Right tackle position. So I think you could, do that, but I think you could address that in free agency. I don't think you got to spend a ton of money on that. But yeah, I mean, ultimately
on Steele, I didn't mean to interrupt you, because Bobby Belt, who I enjoy on 105, he made the argument to keep Steele at a reduced salary. He said there are some things he does well, run blocking, but he felt, I don't know what I'm gone with him, but I was just curious.
I'm out on Terrence Steele, and I mean he's a Texas Tech Red Raider, so I mean if I'm out on him, then I mean I've given up on Terrence Steele. I just don't think it's worth it to keep him around anymore. I think you can save money and save you a headache by getting rid of him. I mean, there are some things he does that he did that were decent. I mean, he's not complete garbage, but there was some times that he just did not look great and just got bullied, pushed around, and yeah, can't have that.
And I want you to finish, but it looks like there's a really nice super chat, and it's really to you, in honor of you. So I don't want to steal that. If you want to run with it, I will let you run with it if you can.
From Garland, yeah, I see that. Okay, yeah. Just want to say Kelly K9 did an awesome job on X today. Thank you, Garland. I appreciate that. I'm assuming he's talking about the Jerry Jones video.
Yeah. So and let everyone know again your Twitter handle, all the shit. You got a new Twitter handle just in case.
I do have a new Twitter. It's the at Kelly K9 Guns Up. Guns with a Z. GUNZ. Kelly K9 Guns Up. So yeah, back on Twitter. Old account got hacked, so I got a new one. Trying to build that one back up, but got a long way. I'm about 21,000 away. 21,000 away from. It's crazy, man. Get all the way up there and then have it snatched away from me, but that's all right.
And I would have thought you would have lost them all by your mouth or your typing more than getting hacked. So I was.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But anyway, go ahead. Finish your points on the Cowboys. I'm sorry.
But no, yeah, I think we got some good things on defense. I like Ezaraku. I like his progression. He's coming along. I think he can be a good pass rusher. I wouldn't mind seeing Clowney back at the right price. I think along the defensive line, I think you're pretty much set there. If you can come back with Osa, Kenny Clark, and Quentin Williams, I mean, I think that's a hell of a defensive line. Your defensive front. You just need to solidify your edges. And again, while I do like Ezaraku, if we're going to bring back Jadeveon Clowney, I wouldn't just depend on those two. Obviously, we're going to need to bring in somebody that can really get after. You want to have a guy in there that's going to be a double-digit sack guy. Would be ideal, right, to get your pass rush war daddy, which I think you can maybe try to find that in the draft. possibly if the Cowboys go after that. Honestly, what I would like to see the Cowboys do, in all honesty, though, in the first round of the draft, I would like to see them take a safety. Because I think that's been a position that's been neglected for way too long. And I think if you have a solid safety, I think that makes it's kind of like if you've got a solid Mike linebacker, or if you've got a solid defensive tackle, it just seems to make the rest of the group better. And if you have a good safety, if you have a really good safety, then that tends to make the rest of the secondary better, because that's your quarterback in the secondary communicating, calling out coverages. Like, we haven't had that in a long time. I mean, no. I go back and I still say that we haven't had that kind of safety since Darren Woodson. And, we had some glimpses of, when Roy Williams came as a strong safety, but he was more of a run, but he sucked in coverage. Let's just be honest. He was terrible in coverage.
For a couple of years, he was good.
Yeah, and once they got him and then exploited him. So, I mean, I think that I would love to see them get a safety. If it was up to me, their first two picks, safety and linebacker are the two biggest areas of need, I think, on that team. And that's probably the two picks that I would go would be safety and linebacker.
Yeah,
Caleb Downs from Ohio State is definitely a name.
He's the one, but I think he's going to be gone by the time the Cowboys pick. So I had the Cowboys taking a linebacker, Styles from Ohio State, and then the kid from LSU, cornerback. So we're along the same lines. But I think safety, and I don't know and again, we're still early. I haven't looked at free agents. I almost think, if you're not going to get Downs, but if you were, by miracle, if you fell, okay, get Downs. But if you didn't get someone like that, that's a spot where I want to be. Get me a free agent. Get me a guy that comes in with some leadership that can really solidify that, has the stripes and has the skins on the wall, that he can come in and be that leader, because that's what you really need. Woodson was a leader. Roy Williams was a leader on that defense. Usually that safety position, because you got to be strong up the middle, and we're strong on that first level. But when you get to that linebacker and you get to safety, it's like, ooh, middle linebacker and safety, you might as well forget about it. So I like what you're thinking. Get a linebacker, solidify that middle, and then get a safety. So hopefully, I like Keontae Scott. I mean, I know Ohio State don't want us getting him, but he's a bad boy too. Now he's 24, so he'd be a veteran. That's why it's weird. All these college kids are older now because they had the COVID, and then they had all these red shirts they can do. It's
got the super seniors, and then you got and then you got your all those, you can get medical red shirts, all kinds of stuff now. But you're also starting to see a lot of these guys be older, just because a lot of these guys are staying in the draft, or staying in college, because now they're making more money, and they're making more money right now than is in the college football than they are in the damn going to be a rookie in the NFL. So why wouldn't you stay to be a senior? And if you could be a fifth-year senior, why wouldn't you be a fifth-year senior? I mean, if you look at the going rate for quarterbacks right now, and that NIL for a top quarterback in the transfer portal, you're looking at about $5 to $6 million. I think Arch Manning right now is making $6.5 million this year. You got the tech guy that they signed, Sorsby, getting $5 million this year. I think the kid from Arizona State's about to get paid about between $5 and $6 million. So why would you stay? So it's funny, you're seeing these guys get paid.
Running backs are staying because they're going to make more money in college.
Yeah, no, and I mean, because if you're not getting picked in the first round, it's a no-brainer. And even if you are getting picked in the first round, it's just, you still got a chance to make more money in college football. So why wouldn't you stay, man? Why wouldn't you stay?
Well, let's look at the chat. This is interesting because I did hear this. I didn't take it this way. Shotty saying we're good enough to be playing this weekend. I don't have an issue with that. I think they were good enough talent-wise, but they didn't get it done, and that's what he said. I don't think it's entitlement. I think he's saying they came up short, and changes have to be made when you come up short. You got to look in the mirror. I liked everything Shotty said in the press conference. I didn't take it that way. If some people did, I don't know, but I didn't take it that way. Did you, Kelly? Any thoughts on that?
No, not necessarily. I think where I would disagree with him on that is that I would say offensively you were good enough.
Yeah.
Defensively, I don't think that you were good enough. I don't know that. I honestly don't know that even if we would have had a competent defensive coordinator, I still don't know if we would have been good enough to be in the playoffs this year. The talent, the lack of talent on the defense, especially in the secondary. Granted, he didn't do them any favors by playing as much zone as he did, because once you started to go to man, those wide open, wide receivers started to look a little bit less wide open, right? But we were still getting burned and cooked and having to play with some guys that were very young, inexperienced cornerbacks. So I still don't know if we would have been good enough defensively, even with a great defensive coordinator.
Anywhere.
Yeah, no, definitely wouldn't have went anywhere, because they need help, man. You've got, with the linebacker positions and the way the linebacker group was playing all year, which was not great. Really, your only bright spot on that defense was the defense well, really not even the front seven. I'm going to say that defensive front, the defensive line, the interior of the defensive line. That was your bright spot on the team this year. Outside of that, you really need some work. And I think that's where Jerry and company really have to focus on getting players and talent, is through free agency and through the draft, is going in and fixing this defense. I think the offense is good to roll. I really do. I think that you don't really even got to do much with this offense. I think, if you don't sign Javonte Williams, then I definitely would look at getting obviously you're going to need a running back. But I like what I saw from both Jaden Blue and Maffa at that game of the Giants. I mean, they, granted it's the Giants, but man, Blue's got some burst, and even I saw even some pass blocking in there that he did and did well, and picked up some pass rush. So I think that if Blue can continue to develop, he can be a guy that can be a good secondary option. And, then we just need to either re-sign Javonte Williams or go out and get us back, whatever they decide to do. But I think is ready to roll.
I hope they can get Williams. I mean, it really depends, the price
tag.
Him back. It's going to be the interesting thing, because you got to look at, if you're going to pay Pickens, you're going to pay CD, you're not going to be able to pay a running back big money. I mean, and the thing with Javonte Williams is that, he had a good season. Did he outplay himself in Dallas? Did he play himself into a contract too big to afford for Dallas? I don't really necessarily think so, because it's one season. And it was a good season, but it's not like he was the NFL's leading rusher. It's not like, it's not like he did something where I think that he's going to play himself into a huge deal. And you still got the fact that running backs really aren't getting paid like they were, 5, 6, 7 years ago. You know what I mean? Kind of post Ezekiel Elliott, I would say. They showed the list of running backs that made more than him, and he absolutely annihilated them on performance. So, I mean, he had a good year, double-digit touchdowns, and obviously, I think 1,200 yards or whatever. He made $4 million. Ain't nothing wrong with that. A couple things, Blue played a little bit. Yeah, he's got some work to do. And that's the part that makes you a little concerned, right? Because we always talk about just draft a running back. Well, they drafted 2 running backs, and neither one of them were really did anything this year. So if you didn't have
Mike, Williams, I don't know if that's you or me, but you're cutting out and your screen went.
I did go black? Who went black, me or Kelly? Kelly just went out on me. Who's out? Who is out? Guys, if you're in the chat, let me know. Can you hear me or can you hear Kelly? Kelly's gone. All right, Kelly's gone. It was me. So can you guys hear me? Am I good? Do I sound good? Kelly's frozen. Let me try him back again. Kelly, you back? Yeah, there you go. Kelly, can you hear me? All right. Well, I'll keep yapping. Kelly's working. But that's where I say, like with the running backs, I think the Cowboys, I hope Javonte Williams is 24 years old. So if they can get him back to a decent year, for a good contract, I mean, I would get him. I think he brings some toughness to this running game, but I think you need to have the complement. And that's where Jaden Blue, that's what you needed. And he didn't really bring that this year. He showed a little bit in the Giants game. He gained like 80 yards in the Giants game. And then in the first half, and then I think he lost 50 in the second half. I don't know what the hell's going on. Are you back, Kelly?
I think so.
Yeah, you're back. Yeah. You're blaming me. It was you.
It started getting all choppy, and I was like, "Man, is that?" And then your screen went blank. My screen was still. I could still see myself, and then my screen went blank. I was like, "Oh man, I'm the problem."
Yeah. Now looking at the draft that we talked about, you don't have a second and you don't have a third. Would you be inclined to maybe make some moves to gather some picks? Or are you saying just stay kind of where you're at, keep the 2 picks and just get the 2 best guys available, that fall to you?
I mean, I'm good. I'm good staying where we're at. Yeah, I mean, I'm good staying right where they're at. I like the fact that we got 2 first-round picks. So, I mean, obviously, if they wanted to move back on one of the other first-round picks and maybe grab themselves because we are without is it a second round and third?
We have no second or third, so you're going 1.
So yeah, I mean, I guess if you were going to move back in the first, maybe a little bit back and you still got another pick in the late end of the first, but picked you up a second-round pick, I might not necessarily be against that. I probably would take the very first round one that we got and use that second one maybe to maneuver back a little bit to maybe pick you up a second round pick so that you could get 3 players within the top 60. Yeah, so I wouldn't be opposed to a trade back with that second first round pick. As long as we don't trade out of the first round, I still would like to see us get 2 guys in the first round.
No, I agree. And they'll get they might get a couple comp picks. I mean, what was it? Tank had a good year. So does that hopefully turn into a pick for us? I don't know who else do we forget, man. My mind is just out there. So I'm in Miami mode, as you guys can tell.
Jordan Lewis. Do we get a comp pick for Jordan Lewis?
Yeah, that should be a comp pick there. Good. There you go. There you go. Did we lose any linemen? We didn't really lose linemen. Anyone? Yeah. Who did we lose? You see, I'm struggling.
Yeah, I think we had a guy go to Washington, didn't we? Didn't we lose
Biotis was a few years ago.
Nah, but didn't we lose one of our pass rushers or interior guys to Washington this year?
Oh, defense. Was it Goldston we lost?
Goldston. I think it was Chauncey Goldston went to Washington.
The Giants, I think he ended up
to the Giants. Was it the Giants? Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to have some picks, but I think you got to fill your needs in free agency, and I think that is going to be the key. Is the Cowboys are going to have to be aggressive. And that's what if you're buying and selling, I'm buying if I see their philosophy changing and getting a little bit more aggressive and free. Now, they don't have to go spend top dollar on getting a guy, but they need to be very surgical and be very intentional on the players that they're targeting to fit the culture of the Cowboys and what they're trying to do, but more importantly, the defensive coordinator. And that's why it's critical that they get a defensive coordinator on sooner than later, because what happens? They drag it out, and then you're kind of left with whatever's left over. So the Cowboys have the opportunity, right? They said it's a top priority. There's names out there. Raheem Morris, I think he's got some ties to the coaching staff. Jonathan Gannon was an Eagles coordinator when they went to the Super Bowl, right? Went out to Arizona. He has ties to one of the coaches with the Colts and with the Cardinals, Adams, right? Clayton Adams. There's some ties. There's some familiarity there. You got the Cowboy defense. The guy went to Seattle. I don't think that's going to be an option. Flores is. I mean, that's a wish list. I don't know if you're going to pry him away. I think he'll end up resigning with Minnesota because he might see a coaching opportunity there. Jim Schwartz. I'm just throwing names out there, Kelly. What is the type of defensive coordinator? If you have a name, give us a name. And you guys in the chat do the same. But what are you looking for? Experience? You looking for youth? What are you trying to find?
I mean, I say we give Mike Nolan another chance.
Yeah,
I'm joking. I'm joking. I had to wait. I had to pause. For the dramatic effect. No, I mean, did the Jets fire Aaron Glenn?
No.
Did they fire him?
They said they're not going to fire him.
They're not going to fire him. Okay, I was going to say they would fire Aaron Glenn.
Patricia from Ohio State. That was another one I saw. Good.
Okay, yeah. I mean, obviously the one that's top of my list is Brian Flores, kind of like a lot of Cowboys Nation, just because I think he's a great defensive coordinator. I wouldn't mind seeing him in Dallas. But yeah, I mean, I haven't really looked too much. I was just busy celebrating Eberflus being gone, so kind of have to go over the names and some of the resumes to kind of get an idea of who I'd like. But
Leonard Leonard's another one. So there's a lot out there. Now, if they go get Joe Witt, who got let go from Washington, see, that's where I'm talking about where I'm gonna lose my shit. If you go back into the well, you go back.
Get a guy who was already on the staff.
You get a guy like what is the other name is that a lot of people are saying it. I love him. He grew up in my hood, and we graduated the same year. He was at Ely High School. I was at Coconut Creek. But Al Harris. What do you think about Al Harris? Because he hasn't been a D. See, to me, my first priority is I want someone that is experienced, success.
Yeah, you can't afford to miss.
Yes,
you can't afford to miss.
Right?
Yeah, you can't afford to miss. Everybody assumes that he would be a great defensive coordinator, and maybe he will. But you can't afford to go with maybe. You know, if you're going into this year with a different approach, with an aggressive approach, with a all-in kind of approach, you're going to bring back Pickens and you're going to let them run it back with Pickens and Dak. And I mean, Dak don't have too many years left in his career, not playing at a high level anyway, right? Played one of his best seasons this year, and you want to put the offense back. You know what I mean? Well, you need your defense to help you out, right? And you've got a guy that you went out and traded resources to get in a guy named Quinnen Williams. And if you're going to invest some money and extend a contract to a guy like Kenny Clark, and then you're going to put some more money, you're going to invest some draft picks, you can't have a maybe. You've got to have a guy that's a defensive coordinator with a proven track record. And not only that, you got a guy that you know is going to work well with your staff. And to me, there's just too many question marks surrounding a guy like him, like Harrison. I just wouldn't personally do it. I wouldn't pull the trigger on him because I think it's too big of a gamble.
Yeah, DJ mentioned it, and I did read that too, that he kind of babied. There's rumors kind of he babied some of his players, like with Diggs and some of the DVs. He was a little easy on him, so to speak, which I don't know. Al Harris has done a good job in Chicago. They got a lot of turnovers. You saw Nashawn Wright. I mean, he's had a Pro Bowl type season, and I mean, he couldn't see the field on our team. So he's obviously,
I think he's a great secondary coach, and he's great. I think he's a great secondary coach. I really do. But
yeah,
It'd
be interesting. It'll be interesting. I think there's some good ones. I just want to make sure the Cowboys are intentional and they are very diligent and they move as quick. I want to see them grabbing guys quickly. Raheem Morris would be another good one. I mean, he was on the defensive coordinator with the Rams when they won the Super Bowl. So he's always, and he's secondary focused. That's kind of where where he made his money. So that's an area that we're hurting, right? So you get a defensive coordinator with a track record and he has experience fixing secondary. So there's some good ones out there. I just got to see the Cowboys do it. I think that's number one priority. And really the last thing, just what is your thoughts on Pickens? I mean, you franchise, you sign him, give him money now. I mean,
my opinion, you just bring him back. You bring him back however you can do it. If that's via franchise or if that's via sign. My whole thing is that if you sign him to a deal, you're going to be investing a whole lot of money in that offense. Because he's going to get paid. He's going to get paid.
Yeah.
So, I mean, me personally, how I would kind of lean is I might just franchise him and make him play for a contract, hoping that you get another year like what you got this year out of Pickens and hoping that he maintains a positive attitude. Franchise him this year. Because here's the thing. Let's say that, you go out this year and, this next year in 2026 and it's another year like this year, or it's not great. It doesn't pan out like you want. And then you've got all this money and you got all this money tied up in that offense with an aging quarterback, and now you're going to need to go out and you start probably thinking about, because listen, sooner than later, they're going to have to replace Dak Prescott. He played at a very high level this year. I think he can still do it next year. But how many more years can he do it? So how much money do you really want to invest into this to the offense versus what we need to spend on the defense right now? So I wouldn't be against signing Pickens to a deal, but it depends on how much, because the thing is, you don't want to end up like the Cincinnati Bengals, who have got a shit ton of money into that offense. Well, I mean, they're paying right now more money between those two receivers than any of the other NFL teams combined, with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. I don't know that you want to end up in that scenario where you've got 50% of your cap, 60% of your cap, however much that is, invested over three players: Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, and George Pickens. I don't know if you want to end up in that situation. I don't know if that's necessarily a smart play. So me personally, I would go for the franchise tag. You'll have him for this season, and you go all in this year, and you try to win it. And if you were to be able to win the Super Bowl this year, or let's say you made a deep run, maybe make it the NFC Championship and fall just short, then next year go in and sign him, and then get him locked into a 2 or 3 year deal.
Yeah, I think a lot of it, you look at kind of like the years. How old is CeeDee Lamb? Is he 26 or is he? I don't even know how old he is.
I am not 100% sure on that.
Okay, he's going into his third year of his contract this next year, right?
CD?
Yeah.
I think so.
This year, right? That's going to. So I think a lot of times you got to look at kind of the years left on the contract. So if they sign Pickens, they can backload it, right? They could, if they did a 5-year deal or whatever they did, they could backload it. And it's kind of like when the money starts to matter, CD is kind of, his contract's going to be where they're going to either redo it or he's aging a little bit. I mean, I hate to say that, but that's how fast time flies. And I think you got the same with Dak. So you've got a window. You've got a window where you can make it. You know how it is, man. It's, you're going to have to pay sooner or later. But I think the Cowboys have a window where what they've done with the contracts, and, they were kind of talking about it on the press conference, is they've got the ability to really maneuver and get aggressive. And that's what Jerry Jones, that's where I say I'm going to buy if I see him get aggressive. Signing Pickens to a deal shows me you're going to be aggressive, because what you're doing is you're giving yourself a 2 to 3 year window. Yeah. And when that window is closed, I mean, you're going to go in purgatory like the Broncos, like, the Rams did, but look how fast they came up. They weren't down long. They took the hits and then they came back up. And I think Miami is going to be facing a similar situation, because they got to get rid of Tua and take the hit now, go with Quinn and Ewers. And if it don't work out, you're going to have a top pick. If it does, then you kind of get yourself out of cap hell, but you're going to have to pay the piper at some point. So I think at the Cowboys, and Jerry said this a lot, he saw, you're watching Dak Prescott. He had another really good year, probably one of his best years statistically.
Yeah.
He's got a window. You got to either capture it or you're going to do with Romo, and you're never going to capture it. And it's going to be another quarterback that was with us for a couple decades. You got back-to-back guys that never got a chance to sniff the Super Bowl. So either you got to maximize it now, or then you can't be half-assed. Either got to go all in or don't go in at all, to your point.
Yeah. No, I agree. Push your chips all in the middle of the table, Jerry.
Yeah.
We're all, the world is watching.
No. I mean, it's going to be up to them. The world is watching. The other teams watch the Cowboys. The other team watches the Cowboys Cave, which we love. So make sure if you do, you hit that subscribe, which if you're commenting, you have to be a subscriber, which I appreciate it. But make sure you hit that like. And then also we do have a membership. You can join the Cowboys Cave family. You just got to hit the join. It's a monthly small fee. We'll do giveaways. We already gave away 2 $25 gift cards to 2 members before Christmas that they were able to, I know they were able to get some nice gifts. So that was great. And we'll continue to do that with some other things, whether it be memorabilia, whether it be, we may do a big prize for a pair of tickets. We're gonna be creative. So if you become a member to the Cowboys Cave family, you're gonna get more than what it costs. I promise you that. That's just how we roll. So I would much rather see the Cowboys go all in and get it going. So what else do we got, Kelly? Because I'm in Miami mode. It's almost that time. I am so excited. I cannot wait. I'm not trying to hurt you, but I do. I was going to mail this out to you next day, Kelly, because I was going to send you a hat and a shirt and get you on board, maybe with the Canes, to show some love for the Canes this week, tomorrow night, because we need all the help.
Listen, you know what? I will say this. I do not wear apparel of any other team. Never had in my bag. I'll throw on some Canes gear for my boy Mike. Listen, I'll be I'll be rooting for him, man. I will definitely be rooting for him. So I hope you guys take the prize. DJ said prize this year is Kelly's original X account.
We might do that. We might give that away. That'll go ahead and
give away my yeah. You got an instant 21,000 followers. Tweet what you want. Yeah, that's good shit.
No,
that's funny.
No, but we definitely appreciate the love in the cave. We've had a great time. We have gotten Kelly and I were talking about it. I mean, it is our channel has doubled in growth over from year to year. We're creeping up on 5,000. We just started, and this is grassroots. Neither one of us know what the hell we're doing with any SEO. I don't know what the hell that means. The graphics, I kind of like do it, and sometimes at night we put stuff together. Kelly and I don't know what the hell we're doing, but we put this channel together and it's grown really on you guys. We're approaching 1 million views as well. We're almost right there to 1 million views. So it is definitely a testament to you guys. We do love you. We love the haters, but we love the Cowboys Nation even more. It's great. So we're going to get into a lot of draft, a lot of off-season stuff. Got our schedule. We may tweak it a little bit. I don't know if Kelly will talk about it, because I know at some point you do some stuff where Thursdays are better than Wednesdays. I know we didn't do Wednesdays because of football on Thursdays. So our summer schedule may change a little bit, but we'll figure it out. But we definitely appreciate all the love and thank you for the support. Kelly, any final words for the cave?
No, man, just you know what? Go handle that business tomorrow and take care of them Ole Miss Rebels.
I got it. And I wish we could hate them. There's no rivalry there. We never played them. It's not like Ohio State or A&M or Notre Dame. So it's going to be fun, but I can't wait. Michael Irvin's going to be there. You saw Uncle Cheech is flying out, and people give Michael Irvin shit, man. But I'm
going to bring his belt.
He's going to bring the belt. I know people joke and say he's on coke or he's on the. He has so much love and passion for his university.
I love it.
I love it. I mean, because you're not going to get that much anymore, right, Kelly? Because all the teams with the NIL, you're bouncing around. He bleeds just the.
That's what you. Yeah, that's what you want. I love it. I love it, man. And I mean, I wouldn't say the passion is on the level of Michael Irvin, because I don't think anybody's got a passion on Michael Irvin, but it's the same way that I feel about Patrick Mahomes. Like, I love seeing him, because every time texting a big game, he's tweeting. If he's got time off, he goes to the big basketball games. I've seen him he went to the BYU game. He was there for the BYU game in Lubbock. Like, he goes and represents the university. So you like seeing the guys that were like, that are Super Bowl winners and champions, having that passion for their university and that fan base and pumping them. I love Michael Irvin. I love watching him with the belt and taking the belt. That
you don't think Mahomes is going to do that when he retires? You don't think he's going to be out there with the shirt and he's going to be sweating?
I don't know. I don't know that it'll go that far, because, like I said, Michael Irvin, I think it missed out on his. I think he missed out on being like he should have been a pastor at a Baptist church, because man, the way that he gets off on his tangents, it almost sounds like one of them old school Baptist preachers and stuff, the way he gets going. I love it though, man. And so I think that it's funny though, because me and you are similar in that way in terms of the passion that we got, right? And how that just leaks out in what we do, and the way that we, really root for our team, and the way that, that it leaks out and guys like us. And I think that the people that hate on that are the ones that are like, that are scared. It's like a person that goes to a karaoke bar and makes fun of the guy that's up there singing karaoke, even if he sounds like shit. At least he's got the balls to get up there and do it, right? He's not worried about your opinion. Well, I'm not worried about nobody's opinion when I go out and I make my videos and I'm yelling and screaming and acting the damn fool for the Cowboys, because that's who I am, and it's who I'm always going to be. It's who you are. It's who you are always going to be. You're passionate. We're not scared. We don't give a shit about nobody's opinion. Same way Michael Irvin is. He don't give a damn what people are saying. And I think it's those people that are insecure within themselves that say shit like that. So I feel more bad for the people that are on there online talking shit about Michael Irvin, because I think it's hilarious. I love it. Love to see it. And I don't care what university, what team it is. Anybody that exudes that kind of passion for their team, for their sport, for something they love, I respect it. So
no, I'm with
gets
you.
nothing but respect for me.
100%. He's heading out there. So we got to have the U will be represented again. So definitely looking forward to it. Hopefully it'll be a happy night. If God forbid it's not, I'll see you guys in a few weeks. I'm going to need time to recover. So we'll see you guys. You guys take care. Have a good one, man. See you.
Give me somebody that's hungry. Give me somebody that's hungry. I need somebody.